They almost witnessed abuse right there.
Yeah, they did.
She just about smacked me. Hi, everybody.
He was doing this, and I almost high-fived him, but he moved, and I was like, oh!
She was kind of staring at me awkwardly, so I put my hand up so she'd stop staring. See, she about did it again. 2 times in a row. She just about smacked me.
Oh, wow.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining the abusive Josh tonight. Just kidding. No abuse taking place now.
No.
Later, maybe. But so, hi, Kat. Thanks for hopping in. I thought I had the wrong day. No, this was an impromptu one. I'm going to wait a little bit, let a few more people jump in. Hi, Teresa.
Hey.
Hey, Kat.
To give out the big secret of what's coming up here soon.
Yeah.
What could it be?
Yeah, I don't want to give it out quite yet. So
it might have to do with butterflies, but I can't really say.
You know, there might be butterflies. But butterflies in your belly right before you go live. Cat says, "Hey, Rooted."
Hey.
So, like I said,
Susan.
we're gonna wait for a few more people to hop in before we start talking about my random
Hey, Kat.
thought process, I guess you could.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while we're waiting for everybody to come in, we actually went out and did some magnet fishing today.
Yes, we did.
Oh, wow. Really?
We went to the lake where we did stalking the stalkers. So we figured we'd see if we could pull up a car or something out of the bottom of the lake.
But, you know, it's like 14 feet deep.
It's not still enough to submerge a car.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I bet you there's a boat or two down there, too.
There might be, because they get some nasty weather out there, and it'll turn quick. They have had some people.
Hey, Gray Wolf.
Over.
Hey, Gummy, Utah, 46.
Hey.
But no, we went out and did some magnet fishing. We pulled up 2 fishing hooks, 2 beer caps,
and a sinker.
And a magnet. We got a magnet every time.
Yeah.
The magnet we
got a
throw
magnet.
We throw it in.
A couple of sticks.
Hey, Dexa.
So yeah, it was kind of it was just nice to get out. We needed a break.
We needed a break.
Because we had been working, I said, ever since we got back, and she said before we left. So we've been working a lot every day. From the time we wake up, time we go to bed. She was burned out. I was burned out. So I said, hey, let's go fishing.
We both had a mental block. I said, I need to get out of here. It was fun.
De Quinto says, hey.
Hey, good to see you.
What's up with the Bigfoot? I'll tell you in a minute. We're letting people hop in first. But no, so we decided we were going to go to Carl's Jr., which other people probably know as Hardee's, because Marianne saw that they came out with a waffle chicken sandwich.
Chicken and waffle breakfast sandwich. Doesn't that sound amazing?
Hi, Shirley.
Hey.
Kat wants to know how Honey is doing, Zach.
Honey's doing pretty good. She's trying to edit some new videos to bring you guys new content.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
She's doing good.
Nice.
But back to the waffle chicken sandwich story. So we go there, go to the drive-in, we order it. The guy thinks I'm ordering iced tea when I say a high C.
It's so true.
I tell him I want a number 1 combo along with that, and so he thinks I want a large chicken waffle combo, and I had to clarify that. This guy was having a hard time. Then we get up to the drive-thru, pay for it, and he hands us our drinks and hands us the food, and then I look at him and was like, do we get straws? Oh, I'm sorry. And so he grabs straws, and he was having an off day.
The struggle was
I'm
real.
sure he was. My goodness gracious.
We understood, so we didn't give him a hard time. You know. Glad you guys made it back safely. Thank you, Gummy. We did, and we've been working hard ever since. So I'm glad you're hopping in tonight.
And then when we got to go eat it, I got my sandwich out. Y'all, this thing was like that big.
Massive.
I was like,
It was tiny.
it was 3
Oh.
bites.
It was
It was
like
that.
it was
Oh,
like an appetizer. I mean,
that'd
I
be
was like,
massive
wait,
for
what?
me.
you compare it next to a hamburger, and it looks like a third of the hamburger.
Yeah. She's like, what?
And
It tasted great though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really liked it, but
she said, "No wonder why it's 2 for 6."
I was like, thank you for ordering me fries.
I learned my lesson a long time ago. with French
That is
fries.
hilarious.
Yeah.
She never used to eat fries
Uh-uh.
until me,
Mm-mm.
and I'd always get her a sandwich, and then I'd get my combo because I like my fries and my drink. And she would start
But I would
picking at
eat them.
she would start picking at my fries, and suddenly I'd notice half my fries were gone.
Yep.
So I got
Well-
trained to go there, and whenever I turned to her, I was like, "Do you want to have fries too?" And she'll say no. I'll say, "Okay, give her an order of fries too."
It's so true. I would say no every time.
Well, here's the real question: did you use the fry sauce on the chicken and waffles?
They didn't even give us ketchup. They didn't give us nothing.
I was lucky to get straws.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We really were. We had like 2 napkins. They were both greasy. I was like, okay.
That's the
That's
one
why
thing
we
I
got
don't
it.
understand is when these fast food restaurants would not give you napkins.
Right.
Mhm.
And they reach them over with their greasy hands, and then and then, like
Or they wad 'em
Here,
up and
here,
jam
let
them
me
in the-
let yeah,
oh,
let
the
me
wadded up,
let me clean my
yeah.
hands off. Here goes the
Mhm.
trash bag.
Yeah,
Good
it's pretty much
grief.
how it is. All right. Well, we're about 10 minutes in, I guess. So this live stream was completely unplanned, unscheduled, uncoordinated. Zach didn't even know about it until about a half hour ago.
Surprise!
Surprise!
I learned the same time as you.
Well, you had about a 5-minute lead. 'cause
Yeah,
I
oh, that's
talked to
true.
you and then
That's
I
true.
texted him, so lately we've had the opportunity of being on shows with you, Zach, and we've also been on Hidden Existence. And so we've been introduced a little bit more to the Bigfoot community. So we've been learning a little bit more, talking a little bit more, and then talking with Carrie the other day, kind of started raising our question a little bit more. And we thought to ourselves, and Zach can verify this because he was actually on the call with us when this idea struck. I decided that I wanted to learn more about Bigfoot and the way people investigate it and the way people research it and everything else. And I figured what better way to do that than to do it on a new show. So we talked a little bit, we pulled some magic together, and we decided that starting June 16th
Yes.
at 5 p.m.,
I'll have to check that.
I'm pretty sure it was 5 p.m. Mountain Standard
yes.
Time.
Was it?
It is
Four.
June 16th, 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time,
4 p.m.
Oh,
Mountain.
5 p.m.
your
Central-
time. Oh,
Central
Yes.
Standard Time, 6
Uh-huh.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
There you go.
So 4 p.m. our time, 5 p.m. his time, and I don't know what time the rest of you guys are.
You guys
You'll
can
just-
figure that out.
You'll just have to wait for the notification to come through, and if you don't get it, it's because then you didn't ring the bell.
Yep.
So ring the bell. But no, we really want to start learning more about how people go out and research it. We want to learn more about the experiences people had. We want to learn more about the little signs
Mhm.
that are out there in the woods. When we had the honor of talking with Zach and with Carrie, we mentioned that we don't know anything about Bigfoot, and so we're and he said, you know as much as everybody else. It's like, well, that's true, but it's not quite true, because
Yeah.
if you go out in the woods and you see a configuration of sticks, you're going to be able to recognize what that configuration is and know what that's a
Exactly.
sign of.
Mhm.
We would have no clue. We'd just think, hey, look, a pile of
Sticks.
sticks. You know,
Yeah.
certain noises, certain experiences.
Behavior patterns, like things that they've noticed, like that have triggered certain events and things like that. I have no idea, but I'm fascinated and I'd love to know.
Because I mean, I come from, I can't speak for everybody, but I come from a background of everything I know about Bigfoot is from movies like Harry and the Hendersons, which I know that's in other movies where people have dressed up and ran around pretending to be Bigfoot. And, every once in a while I would see a little documentary here and there where they found a footprint and they casted the footprint, or they found a sample of the fur and they tried to compare it to all other DNA samples out there and couldn't match it up with anything. But I really don't know. I don't know nothing. And I know, talking with Carrie and Daniela and everybody else, there's been a lot of people out there that have had actual experiences coming face to face with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't make me really want to jump up, run out in the woods and start yelling, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, because, I mean, first of all, it probably wouldn't answer. Second of all, I don't know what would happen if if one actually stood out in front of me. What would I be looking at? How big would it be? What kind of facial features would I identify it right off the bat as being Bigfoot, or would I think it was a man first, or would I think it was some other animal first? Can you detect the smell? How do you know what kind of sounds to listen for? How do you know what time of night that they usually have shown up, or day?
Exactly.
There's so many questions about it that I started asking myself in my head that I had no clue about. And I thought, holy crap, I need to learn more about this. And what's funny is we're known in the paranormal field, so we're known to be paranormal, right? Bigfoot is within the category of being paranormal. So are UFOs. So are all these other unexplained phenomenons that happen in the world. So being more interested in Bigfoot doesn't really take us out of the realm of the paranormal. It's just shifting. Instead of trying to communicate with a ghost, we're trying to communicate with a creature that has been very elusive.
Very smart, supposedly.
It's still another big unknown.
It is.
And that's the whole umbrella. There's a lot of unknowns.
It really is. Very well said.
But I want to know more.
Just cute.
I want to know more, though.
It almost reminds me of all these stories that people say, well, it's this. No, well, it's this. No, well, it's this. It's like, well, it's like your aura. It's like Skittles. If everybody told me what my aura was, I'd be a bag of Skittles. I mean, that's kind of how I see it, and it's like we want to get down to the root of it and figure out what's going on and try to, I guess, get all the questions and answers that we can so that we can try to put it together as we go.
Like Shelley says, they can be right behind you and you'd never know it until they're gone.
I believe that. I do.
I mean, I'm just curious of how many people spotted the eyeballs. Did you notice it, or were they gone?
Yeah.
But the reality is curiosity, and one of the things that a lot of the stuff that Carrie was saying on your show, Zach, was sounded just like what we have said in the paranormal field in regards to ghosts and spirits. A lot of it was, he was saying, people are stating things like facts when they're not facts, they're opinions. Same thing happens over there. He said that he wants to go out and learn more and talk to more people about experiences. Same thing is over there. A lot of the conversation, a lot of the dialogue he was having was the same thing as, exploring for ghosts or stuff like that, because you have your skeptics and you have your believers, right? And like in the paranormal field, and when you're doing it as black and white as skeptic and believers, a believer can always become, a skeptic can always become a believer, but a believer will never become a 100% skeptic. Exactly. It's a one-way streak. So, I mean, you could be skeptical, but you're still a believer in it.
Yeah.
And, I didn't want to just keep blurting out there on the show that, that's the exact same thing we're talking about when we were doing ghost hunts and, searching for spirits and communicating with spirits. Is a lot of the stuff you're saying is exactly the same, But you're talking about Bigfoot. If you would have changed Bigfoot and ghosts, it would sound like we were talking the exact same thing about the exact same concept and everything else.
It would.
Yeah, and so it really brought more of the relationship together as far as it is still considered paranormal because it's unknown or unexplained or hasn't been fully proven yet, which is
Right.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I said. I think that was one of the first things I said when I was on Carrie's show when I was 200, and I kind of gave a little bit of my experience. This is before my documentary came out, and I said there's two sides. There will always be two sides: those who believe and those who don't. And there's going to be those, as it says right here. Somebody says some people need physical proof. Sometimes you give them the physical proof and they still don't believe you.
that's
They
right.
still don't.
Yeah.
They just proof in the world. They're still going to come at it and go, well, that's just not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I started in the paranormal field, one of the first things I used to say was, if I ever see a ghost, one of two things is going to happen. One, I'm either going to try to move forward and figure it out, or two, I run out there screaming like a little girl. Fortunately, I never screamed like a little girl in that instance. But I think the same thing is similar with coming across Bigfoot is what am I really going to do if I'm standing there face to face with one? How am I going to react to it? And how is my brain going to process what's going on? You know,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
if that happens, you know, I could speculate.
Because that could kill you.
I could speculate, say, "Oh, I'll be big and buff, and I'll just hold my arms up neck big, and it'll run away." No, and try that with a bear.
Right?
You know, some bears it's actually worked, but that's a different story.
I don't want to chance it though. Give me
Yeah,
a bear.
yeah,
I'm gonna be like walking back, not turning my back.
Teresa needs a baby Bigfoot. I don't think you can domesticate a Bigfoot.
I'm not sure either.
But you know, another thing we were talking about too is the fact we started throwing around random theories of our own. And see, the fun thing about theories is you make theories to prove them wrong, right? So when you come up with a theory, you find ways to prove that theory incorrect, and then you come up with a new theory. That's how it works. So you're not really supposed to come up with a theory and then work to prove it right. You're supposed to work to prove it wrong. So that's how you learn and grow. And so we started tossing around some pretty wild theories.
Pretty wild.
Just amongst ourselves. And do you remember yours?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to share it?
Yes, I'm trying to remember where I saw this image or video on. It was probably somewhere on YouTube because that's where I live now. But but there was a photo someone had taken of a big tree system with the roots. And it looked like Bigfoot kind of crouched down, like it was kind of laying back, taking a nap sort of a thing. I mean, it was almost too detailed, but you can tell it wasn't photoshopped, if that makes sense. It wasn't like that. It looked very real. Now, I'm not an expert, so I mean, who knows? But it looked very real. The source seemed to check out. And I thought, you know, wouldn't it be weird if there was some sort of connection between certain trees or whatever, that's a way that they can hide, or if they morph into or whatever, because you hear a lot of stories about knocks on the trees, and you hear a lot about breaking the trees, and you hear a lot about, you know, trees in general. Now, granted, we're usually in the foresty area, but it just got my wheels spinning, and I know that's like really weird out there. But again, this is stuff that, you know, there's a lot of things that have ended up being proven later on that everyone else thought there's just no possible way. That's just not how it works. And it does. So is it a possibility?
It's a theory.
It's a theory.
What do we do with theories? We try to prove them wrong.
Yes. And Josh mentioned too, after I told him this, I mean, because I told him, I said, I'm hearing myself say this and it sounds ridiculous. Like I'm hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth and it sounds really stupid. But it just got my wheels spinning on outside the box. Like I wanted to call her outside the lines a little bit. Just because, get those creative juices flowing. And he said, well, we have something here. What?
I just don't want you to tell him my theory. Go ahead.
Oh.
Sorry. You could lead him into it. I just didn't want you to tell him my theory.
Okay, well, this is probably the point where you want to jump off. Okay, I'll be quiet.
So before I jump into my theory, Teresa Gilmore, the first experience is definitely scream worthy.
Yes.
Unless it triggers it and makes it attack you, then you probably don't want to scream.
Yeah.
Bear spray works. We should get some just.
Don't show him teeth.
Oh yeah. Hi. Oh wait, I'm
okay because I'm missing some. So
don't smile.
I'll gummy it.
Yeah.
Sandra said, "I believe in Bigfoot because there is a First Nation tribe here that pray to the female Bigfoot."
Really?
See, this is stuff we don't know. This is the stuff that we're trying to.
You and I got to talk, Sandra.
My theory, though, when she said that, she's like, "You're gonna probably think I'm nuts. You're probably gonna think I'm." However you explained it. And I said, not at all. Because I was thinking of a similar theory myself, which kind of ties into your theory. And I said, you notice how shapeshifters have been showing up more to us lately, especially when we went to Silver City and stuff like that. Who's to say that they're not some type of a shapeshifter? And they could just run to a spot, stand still, shift shape into a tree. You could walk right past it and not even realize it's there.
Blend right in.
Think it was a tree.
Yeah.
It's a theory. I mean, you're not going to go walking around smacking every tree in a forest to figure out which ones,
Yeah.
But
maybe until you get a response back.
Until the tree smacks you back.
Ow.
But I mean that's another theory. If it's morphing its shape into, like she was saying, into like a tree or a bush or even a big boulder, I don't know. That would be a way where they could hide right in plain sight.
Exactly.
You'd never know it.
You would never know.
Yeah.
But it definitely is interesting. De Quinto. Cherokees believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think Carrie did. One of his documentaries he did. Cherokee Indian. He was one. I can't remember what Indian for descent he was, but I think it was Cherokee. How he would literally come up face to face to him all the time, like almost. I think it was like a daily or a weekly visits. He would go out and they would communicate. He'd talk about how tall they were. And I think he was talking about how they would empathic, So, but it's a very documentaries out. I think they're all about 2 hours long, but time goes by so fast watching them. You don't even realize this 2 hours is gone.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's part of the reason why the idea of this show is really hitting the ground for us, because we're curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it piqued our curiosity even more after talking with Daniela and with Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, now this show again we're starting the show every Wednesday at 4:00 Mountain Standard Time, starting on the 16th. Now that does not mean we are taking away anything else from our channel. We're still doing all our other videos. We're still doing all our other shows. We're just adding a new show into it, showing another interest of ours, something that's piqued our curiosity and we want to move forward with learning with. So I don't want you guys thinking we're getting rid of anything. I don't want you to think we're dropping anything.
None of that's going away.
Yeah, we're just adding to it. So that's why we picked Wednesdays, so it doesn't interfere with anything else that we've been working on. Also, as you can tell by the title down below, the show is going to be called Learning Bigfoot, hosted by TIPA TV. Sorry, you're the other direction. Hosted by TIPA TV and co-hosted by Rooted Expeditions.
Yeah.
So now, I know that Zach has been talking to people more about this a lot longer than we have. We're coming in fresh, cold. We don't know nothing except what we've learned on TV shows and random videos here and there.
Yeah.
So
very little.
So having Rooted Expeditions on the show with us is going to help us, because if we have questions that we didn't think of or didn't understand, we know he'll be able to help us out with that, and he'll be able to answer questions as well. So it's going to be a huge benefit having this guy on board, having her on board, and I'll just sit way in the background like a little kid.
Whatever. You have amazing questions. You do.
How'd you do that? But we are really excited about this, and we are starting this show off with a bang.
Yes.
We are not starting this show off soft. We have 2 heavy hitters that have already agreed to be on our show on the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to announce who they are?
We have Daniela from Hidden Existence.
Where's the applause buttons? Hold on.
I know.
Yeah,
We
we
need one.
definitely need
Yeah.
Okay.
one.
And we have Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey.
Where's the alarm? Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to work on that. There has to be.
Yeah, there has to be sound effects. We kind of.
One day I will
I'm gonna
have
work on
those buttons right here, and I will be hitting them. One day I will.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be working on that. Let's see.
And bring your questions. If you guys have questions
Yes.
too, please, because it might open up new thought processes that we hadn't considered either. So
Yes.
even if you think it sounds ridiculous like mine did,
Mhm.
I let you know. So there you go. It's all free game.
When you get a response, it's TP time.
Yes. Yes. We will definitely have the TP.
Good night, Teresa.
Bye.
But no, she is exactly right. We are learning from scratch.
Mhm.
And now we know a lot of the people in the chat have had some background, have some experience on that. We know that some people in the chat have no idea about it, just like us, minus what they've seen on TV and just here and there throughout. So the more questions you guys have, learn with us. Go on this journey with us like every other journey. Bring your questions, bring your ideas, bring your theories to the table, and we will bring those in as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, at first, no theory is too outlandish. I mean, I'm thinking shapeshifters, and she's thinking of ways that they hide as a tree,
Yeah.
which kind of go hand in hand.
It makes sense. It makes sense to me. So.
Like I said, we just want to learn. We want to bring you guys along as we learn, and so you can learn as well, because November's not that far away, and we're going to be kind of far from home the first week of November in the woods with who I call the pros.
Yes, I would consider that as well. Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
So the more information I can acquire now, hopefully the more prepared I'd be to recognize certain signs while we're out there.
Sure.
Especially if we're going to be doing a lot of filming and stuff for them. I want to make sure I don't walk past something that's a clear sign.
Right.
And have it completely missed because I just didn't recognize what it was. So
Exactly.
The way trees are broken, the way branches are broken, the way certain growth has been flattened out, I'm sure there's all kinds of little subtle signs all over the woods that if you're looking for those signs, you'll be able to spot them. But if not, you'll walk right past it and not even realize they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And according to Carrie, I see that Sandra wrote something up there. It says "roaded." It said "roaded," something up there. Roaded.
Sandra wrote it.
Wrote British Columbia, a Canadian province has more than 200 reported Bigfoot sightings.
Wow.
So Carrie was stating on the Let's Talk Exploring show last Sunday that he's had sightings in every state in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
He has had reports from every state. So that's real interesting. It just shows that they are literally everywhere, and they're everywhere. So something that we know is out there, but yet it's not like it. they're hard to capture. They're hard to get evidence of. Not saying that there's not any evidence, but it makes you think. It really makes you think, is somebody else higher up is trying to keep these on the low. That anytime that somebody finds something, I mean, because look at you see something strange in the sky and you start telling friends, and then you start having people showing up your door to make you be quiet, or shut your phone off, or do certain things to scare you. So it makes you wonder. It makes me wonder, that's something that gets me interested going, why is it a hush hush thing? Are they censoring it? Are they hushing people up that have found them, have captured them, or maybe had killed one while hunting? It just makes you wonder.
It does.
It certainly does. And I definitely believe they're an intelligent species to hide for this long.
Yeah.
And yes, if I see one, I'll throw some toilet paper at
it. Here.
Catch! Go! Absolutely. But I mean, starting this show off with Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey and with Daniela from Hidden Existence, I think that's going to start off the learning in the best possible way I could think of starting it off, because you're talking to two very well-known people who have invested a lot of time and a lot of money into this subject, and they take it dead serious. And Carrie has heard so many stories from so many people that have had firsthand experiences. And so those firsthand experiences, those are very useful tools. Where were you at? What were you doing? What do you think triggered it? What did you do when you first saw it? Did you try to run? Did it chase you? Did it just stand there? Did it keep its distance? So many questions, that you got to know, that have to be asked. So if something ever does happen down the road, and if somebody does happen to stumble across one, they'd at least have somewhat of an idea of what to do. You know what I mean? Because Carrie said that there was hikers that were just out hiking that have come across them before. They weren't even searching for them or anything. They're just out hiking.
Yep.
They come across one. What do you do?
Yeah. And they throw rocks at you. They throw trees. They throw trees at you. Like, not just little bitty trees, big freaking trees. And they're throwing them with one hand. It's from what I'm hearing. I don't know. I've never seen one. But I do I believe in them? Yeah, I do. Did I believe in them before I even knew about this whole Bigfoot community? Yeah, I still believed in it. Just to the fact of what I saw, I figured that there's so much other stuff out there that people say, well, it can't be true, like Bigfoot and stuff and the Wolf Man or whatever, so it makes me think, yeah, okay, maybe there is something like there. And then when I heard Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey, I actually heard his story and watched this documentary, and just, you can hear it. You can hear it in his voice. You can see it in his eyes, and you can see how he struggles with it. And it's like, it just brought back memories of kind of like how I used to deal with it there in the beginning when I was trying to get over what I saw. Yeah, you kind of listen to somebody like that, and I put it together and I go, well, why would somebody like that even make something like that up? It's like, if you wanted to make something up, it could have been better. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense why somebody like that would want to make it up.
Right.
So it just, and then hearing other stories, you're just like, wow, but yeah, it's, and then listening to Jay's story, I had Jay on for the Cryptid PTSD show, and he talked about his experience and how it charged him and his wife out there in the woods. That's pretty scary, and you can tell it really messed him up. These encounters mess people up. I mean, when they actually physically seen them, you see in a lot of these stories the similarities of how this really mentally messes you up, seeing these creatures.
Oh, I don't. I absolutely do see that being the case, because I think it would mess me up a little bit, to be honest with you. I mean, the first time I ever saw a full-bodied apparition, I just stood there because I couldn't accept what my eyes were seeing. I just kept staring at it, saying, "What am I looking at?" Because my it was like I couldn't compute what it actually was. I was
Yeah.
trying to find a logical explanation for what I was seeing, even though there was no logical explanation for what I was staring at. I think the same thing would probably happen when it came to seeing one of them. Is my brain would be trying to process it and make sense of it in some other way. Maybe it's a bear, maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a tree, maybe it's a tree stump. I don't know. You know, until it tries to pick up a rock or a tree and
Yeah.
throws it at me, then I'll realize
Yeah.
time to run.
Well,
You
if
know.
you
Hulk
watch,
smash.
like I said, anybody can go on voodoo.com, and you can watch free movies on voodoo.com. And they have a movie. I came across a show there called Encounter with Bigfoot. And you can look up Bigfoot and you'll find it. It's the only free one you can watch, and it has Todd Anderson in it. I think I've heard the name a few times. So if anybody knows that name, he's the main guy. He brings in doctors and outside skeptics, and he goes and he actually stays the night in the woods, weeks on end, by himself, deep in the woods, from any miles and miles from any help. And he gets surrounded in the trees, surrounded by in the middle of the trees. He gets surrounded on all quarters, and he would put little apples out, and they would come and take the apples. And it's like they always kept their distance, but they were so quiet you wouldn't hear them. So it's like it seemed like, and this is my speculation, it seemed like they would distract you from over here, and they would come and take on this side.
Smart.
And that's what they would do. And
Very smart.
he one time was sleeping in the snow. It was snowing. He was sleeping. He woke up, and there's 3 of them looking at him, looking over him on a ridge. Well, he got up real quick, started chasing them. Well, they spread out, went separate ways. And he actually caught one on film where he ran and his back was turned, and he stood. He had to be like 9 feet tall, from what this guy was saying. And he. Then as he was looking, trying to film, you could see a tree coming behind him, was thrown at him, knocks him over. And this was no little tree. I mean, it must have grazed him, because if this tree really hit him, it would have probably killed him. But this tree came by, and I mean, it was a good sized tree, and knocked him over. And then when he looked back up to the camera, that big thing that was behind the tree was gone. I mean, you could tell it looked kind of furry, but it was gone. It was crazy. And that was just one of the little stuff that he was showing. But it's very interesting. I think it's like a 2-hour show, maybe an hour and a half. It's a 2-hour show, hour and a half. I don't know. But it was very interesting. I just watched it the other night, and I was blown away. I just was like, wow. First off, you're in the woods by yourself, knowing what you're dealing with, and these things. And there was one night they got in so close, and they were growling at him, and I think he just overstayed his welcome or something. But yeah, that's just scary.
Yeah.
We'll try to find that link and share it with everybody so they can go and watch that too. Because
let me see. Let me see if I can find it while you're talking.
Ronnie says they say a large number of dead ones were found in Mount St. Helens exploded.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't hear that, but that makes sense.
It does.
Wow.
Yeah, they are so rare they can hide easy. Yeah. Let's see. Paul Noel. Hey, Marianne, Josh, and Zach, if that's how you spell it.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, Paul.
I think you spelled all 3 of them right.
Yeah.
I think so.
Marianne's is usually the hardest.
Yeah, that's true.
Somebody likes to put 2 R's in
We won't say who it is, but
who would do something like that? Come on, you tell me who did it. I'll go talk to them.
Yeah, we'll let you know after the show. So
Yeah.
a long talk with them.
Yeah. Okay.
So they say that movie's on YouTube also. Just need to find what it's called. They found some dead ones. Yeah.
Okay. I got the link for you guys. And you don't even need to sign into an account or anything to watch this. So it's really cool.
He's brave, feeds him apples.
Yes, very brave. That's very brave.
So looks like he don't or how do you say that?
De Quinto,
De Quinto.
I think.
If I said it wrong, I apologize.
Hey, Snowman.
A lot of force behind them.
De Quinto? Is that right? De Quinto?
Probably. That's
Sounds
probably
good.
right.
Hello, Snowman
Hey!
from Tampa. It's good to see you. So while we're pulling that link up and everything else, though, again,
Oh, it's right there.
For anybody who, right there.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to copy and paste that, so Zach, you're going to have to send it to me so I could put it up on the community tab or something, so people.
Okay, here. A second.
But yeah, so for anybody who's just joined or joined in after we've already covered this, I'm just gonna. Can I add that to you?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Who doesn't know what's going on? Who doesn't know why we're sitting here and he's sitting there, and why it says that down there, or why there's eyeballs up here? Let me explain to you what's happening. We are starting a brand new show. June 16th.
Yes.
At 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Yes.
5 p.m. his time.
Yes.
6 p.m. Rochelle's time.
Yeah, there you
6
go.
p.m. Rochelle's time. See, we're getting the pattern down. So,
I love it.
and this show is going to be called Learning Bigfoot, where we are going from being complete clueless, our knowledge is from movies and random stuff here and there, and we're going to dive into learning more about what people believe is really going on with Bigfoot, or as much as they actually know. We're going to be bringing people on the show that is actively searching them, researching them. Hopefully we could even get some, that one gentleman who is an artist and who will actually draw. I mean, hopefully we can just blow it up with a lot of people that are active in the field to come share as much information as they can with us so we can learn, you can learn, and hopefully, kind of prepare us if we ever end up in a situation where we may end up being face to face with one. If that ever happened, what do you do? Offer them an apple? Throw them a roll of toilet paper? Run?
Yeah.
Hide under your sleeping bag.
Give them a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Give them a Mars bar. But
Sorry.
we ought to come stocked up with Mars bars. In fact, I had to put a Mars bar across the top of the anyway.
Tell them, hey, you're not yourself. Here's take a Snickers.
It's a Snickers. That's what I was gonna say. It's a Snickers.
You know what? Maybe we'll eat a Snickers during the show every episode. So tell us about it. Sorry about that.
You're just
It's
not
not a
yourself.
bad idea.
Here, have a Snickers.
I like Snickers. Snickers are good.
But
beef jerky.
So we're
That's exactly. Yep.
we're going to be diving into it. We're going to be learning more about the people that are actively pursuing it in whatever fashion they're doing, either by doing interviews with people who's had experiences or out physically looking for them, or any kind of information that we could pull in and apply to our knowledge base here. Just that much more information we can have in the future. We are going to be in Florida at the beginning of November, working side by side with a lot of these individuals that are out there actively doing this and have been doing it for years. And so I personally don't want to walk into it being completely clueless.
Yeah.
I want to walk into it and at least have a basic understanding of what to look for.
Because we also want to come back in one piece.
Yeah, we don't want to get hurt by this orange-eyed guy right there.
All right.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
And so
I know they're way more in shape than I am, and probably can run a lot faster and further. So I'd rather use this.
They
'Cause that's
don't,
all I got.
It's like
they don't need to run. All they have to do is just pick up a tree.
I'm done.
it's like Jurassic Park, that movie on the Jurassic Park 2. He's like, or she tells him, "I'll be back in 6 or 7 days." He's like, "No, you'll be back in 6 or 7 pieces."
What? Yeah, 6 or 7 different days. You know, you get a leg on the first day, you'll get an arm on the second day,
Yeah.
maybe a torso on the third day.
Oh,
I'll
that's
be back
morbid.
in 6 or 7 days.
Yeah,
And
that's
Sandra had a question for you. She says, "Is it going
sorry,
to be
Katie.
every week or just one time
Mm.
one time show?"
It's going to be a weekly show. So every Wednesday at 4 p.m. So it's every week. Again, we are not taking anything away from what we're already doing. We're still doing our Tuesday premieres. We're still doing our Friday premieres. We're still doing our Sunday fam chat. We're still doing explorers. We're still doing, paranormal stuff. We are going to start doing more Randonautica stuff because it's been requested repeatedly that we need to go out doing more Randonautica. So
Yes.
we're going to go do, and we're going to do some magnet fishing too. So
because that's just fun.
we're still going to keep doing everything we have been doing. We're just adding an additional show into the channel on Wednesdays so we could explore the Bigfoot phenomenon as well. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So
And I'm sorry because I can't read. I'm like so blind right now. So if you've missed, I'm trying to see. If there's
It's okay.
anything
I'm trying to
I've
catch
missed.
everything here. So
There's
Rhonda
never-
says take apples. That's a good idea when you go down there. Take some apples. I'm sure. I don't know if anybody did.
Is that the one?
That'd be good to do.
Well, it's going to get expensive though. I mean, do they want the Apple iPhone 7? Do they want the Apple 8?
I'm sure
that's
that
gonna get
will.
kind of
I'm
pricey.
sure they won't be picky.
Then what?
You could even take a bite out of it. You could even take a bite out of it, and then give it to them.
There you go.
Right? So should I bother signing it up for a service provider,
Yeah.
or do I just?
Just a 2-year contract should be good enough.
The 2-year would be.
Does Apple have prepaid?
How come you never call?
Make sure you get insurance. 'Cause, when they push them
yeah,
buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a little dangerous. Let's see. What's that one say?
You hear banging. Well, it's been said mating call. It's been said communicating. I heard it could be a warning, but if rocks and trees get thrown, you run. Yes, I think
Yeah.
I would too. That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting because there's a lot of species of birds that will do certain really weird things during mating season and stuff like that. So you kind of wonder if that is like.
Yeah.
I had a woodpecker on my roof. We had a kind of a copper lining around our chimney, and there was a woodpecker that came and just loved the sound of that and was just I mean, and that echoed everywhere, and it was at the worst possible. I mean, we're talking like 4:30 in the morning and late at night, and I learned that the males would do that as a mating. They're trying to find another mate. I don't know why it was in the city, but it chose our house, and it was very annoying because we couldn't get him off. So it makes me wonder too
If it's a mating thing.
if it's a mating ritual.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good questions, you guys.
Dead woodpecker. Sorry.
Yes.
Baldwin said that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it was tempting to get the BB gun out, but
And I heard also that from a lot of people that, and like again, I'm just going off what people say, that the juveniles, you hear them talk about the juveniles a lot, how the juveniles are real curious, and they're usually, it seems like, the ones that come in and do things that aren't, where the parents will come in and try to pull them away because they're being stupid, acting dumb,
yeah.
getting caught. So.
Well, that makes sense because our juveniles are just as
It is.
challenging.
I was
Get back here right now. Where are you going down there playing with them kids?
Don't make me say 3. Don't let me get to 3.
You may be the same age, but you're 9 feet tall and they're like 2 feet. Sorry, I was just kidding.
Yes, it's annoying, isn't it?
Had a woodpecker peck on a stop sign.
Yeah.
That must have been annoying.
Yeah.
God,
Tang, tang,
wow.
tang, tang,
Because
tang,
once
tang.
they
Yeah.
like that sound, they come back and they come back and they come
Hey,
back.
Rob.
And
Yes.
Then you get a paintball gun and you start painting that sign until you get an outline of a bird. Ping, 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 ping. See this hot pink woodpecker flying. Sorry, buddy. Told you not to
Yeah.
do it again.
Exactly.
Destination America has some videos as well.
Oh, okay.
Michigander man, Zach Bro.
Hey, what's up, Rob? It's good to see
Um,
anybody.
But no, I mean, see, even just right now, we're doing this live stream is raising my curiosity already. I mean, there's so many things that we just don't know. We could speculate. We can joke around about it. It's not doesn't mean we're not taking the topic serious.
Exactly.
But I think you need to have, if it's constantly just 100% serious and you don't joke and you take it, it's not how I learn. I learn with bouncing random ideas off of people, hearing random things. Apples is one thing I probably never would have thought of. Imagining what it would be like to have a tree thrown at me.
Oh, geez.
It's kind of hard to imagine that because you don't normally have trees thrown at you.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Elvis?
Hey, good to see you.
Yeah. Did we ever hear from him on our trip? Did he ever send us a message?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
we've been in contact.
Okay, good. PLE, we got Jared King in here.
Jared? What's up, y'all?
Hey,
How y'all doing?
good to see you.
So if anybody does not understand why we're doing this live stream and what the special announcement was, let me know by dropping a 2 in the chat and I'll explain it to you again. Otherwise, I'm not explaining it again because I've covered it 3 times. But I don't mind covering it again if nobody knows what we're here for. So
This does bring up some really good things, though, because you kind of wonder if a lot of these different theories and people say, oh no, I've had this experience and this is my truth, and you have someone over here say, no, my experience was totally different and this is my truth. And you kind of wonder if it's not necessarily a battle of who's right and who's wrong, but if kind of like what he mentioned the other day, Carrie mentioned the other day, was that you have sort of like, I can't remember the word he used, but this is my word, like you kind of have certain tribes and each is adapted to its own environment wherever it's at in the world. So I never knew that there were reports of stuff here in Utah where we live. We don't ever hear about that.
no.
All the stuff you see is like backwoods stuff in on the East Coast and all that wooded area stuff. Like we have mountains and woods, but we never hear about Bigfoot here. We hear about bears, and that's it, really. I mean, rabbit stuff.
A goat man, but that was a guy
that's
dressed
true.
up in a costume.
Yeah.
They caught him on the news. It was funny as.
But anyway, but you kind of do just wonder if they're different types or species of Bigfoot, if that makes sense. And not necessarily are we comparing stories saying one's right and one's wrong. They could both be right, because depending on the area, maybe they were a different type. I think that's what he used, a different type. I think that's how we call it.
Woo!
Hey, Misty, thank you so much. Here's to the random live.
Okay.
Okay, good deal. Welcome. Thank you.
But before I explain what this show is about and why you're seeing that down below, because I know I saw that PLE put in a 2. So before I do that, I want to kind of go off of what you were just explaining. Possibly, here's my theory. Maybe we don't hear about it as much here because we have mountain terrain. They take the higher ground. They see you coming a lot easier than if you're on flat ground.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in an area where it's all flat and everything, then they have to get right up on you before you catch
Texas.
Texas.
But here we have so many mountains everywhere and everything else. It's so easy for them to stay up on the higher ground.
Mm-hmm.
They'd see us coming from miles away before they.
That's true.
They'd have plenty of time to.
That's true.
Not only avoid us, but to also crush us with a tree.
Mm-hmm.
How many rock falls have we heard of?
Lots.
And landslides.
Lots.
And knocks.
I have been next to a couple actually, and I never even once considered it.
And
how
easy would that be for a Bigfoot just to create an avalanche? And you just think it was a force of nature that did it, and not.
Yeah, you would never know. You would never know. No one would even put the pictures together.
Avalanches. I mean, in the wintertime when it's all covered in snow, how hard it'd be easy for them to start an avalanche.
That actually brings up another interesting. Yeah, I never thought of that either.
It's getting serious in here.
Because I mean, I've had experiences when I was younger, winter camping and hearing weird stuff. I mean, it probably was animals, but you never know. I mean, I never really. Again, you don't hear about it here, so you don't think about it here. But we very narrowly missed an avalanche knocking our tent over and getting buried. So it kind of makes you wonder.
See that?
I'm glad to be here at all.
That's just it. That's what I'm looking forward to on this show. Now to explain to PLE, and I'm seeing a couple more people who just popped in. So again, this special announcement was starting June 16th at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are launching a brand new show every Wednesday at 4, hosted by TIPA TV, co-hosted by Rooted Expeditions, and we are learning from the ground up Bigfoot. Talking to researchers, talking to explorers, talking to people doing documentaries, talking to people in all aspects of trying to figure out what's going on with Bigfoot and figuring out as much as they can from Bigfoot, and try to gain as much information as we can, so when we go out in November, we at least have a little bit of footing behind us as far as to know what to look for and what to film. Amy, awesome. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Now,
I really appreciate that.
If I look at that upside down, that's...
But we're not.
But we're not.
And so that's what we're announcing is we're starting this show. We're learning about Bigfoot every Wednesday night, 4 o'clock. And even when we come back from Florida in November, we're going to continue doing these shows because we may have new stories to tell of our own. We may have new experiences
I kind of hope so.
To share. Even just talking with some of the guys there that are doing it, because this is a large group of people that are going out to do this. So it's just it's no joke, and all these guys are taking it serious. So, and again, our first guest for our first episode, we are hitting it big out of the park, right out of the gate, with 2 of the top people you can possibly have come on this show to talk to us about it.
Okay. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, I missed my cue. We have, thank you, Daniela from Hidden Existence. Yay! Yeah, we're working on the sound effects.
Yeah.
And we have Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey.
They are both going to be on the show. They're both going to be talking to us. We're going to be asking some of probably the most ridiculous questions because we don't know. And learning from them, hey, what are some of the cues to watch out for? Talk to us about some of these branch structures that they build in like triangles or, excuse me, how do you know if we overstayed their welcome or overstayed our time there? Do they really like apples or do they prefer androids? All the big questions that need to be asked.
He did. He did it. He did
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice one.
But your paranormal investigations have been compelling. I'm worried you're stretching yourself. Honestly, doing a live show, talking to people, learning everything else, it's not going to affect everything else. As far as us doing what we've always been doing, we have a pretty solid plan together, and we are going to be traveling a lot. I mean, we're going to be going back to his neck of the woods here in what, 2 weeks, week and a half,
Something like that. Yeah, it's coming up.
and we're going to be out there for another week, and then we're going to be hitting the road again. Yeah, at an undecided time, but then we're also going to be hitting the road again in October to hit Colorado for UrbexCon.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to be hitting the road again in November for Florida. So we're going to be on the road a lot. So I think we have a lot of time to film because we're going to be sitting in a car or sleeping in a car or
I hope
eating
not.
in a car.
But yeah, we probably will be.
We'll be sitting
But we'll
in a
do
car
it.
a
It's
lot.
cool because
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
Paul has a really good question. Do you know what their nests look like?
I saw one, right, Zach? At the incinerator. No, I really didn't.
Hey, it could have been. Could have been. He could have like hopped out of there and hopped in there. You never
Right?
know.
To answer that question, no.
No.
I don't. I have no idea. I mean, I didn't know if they had nests or if they slept in caves or if
Yeah.
they. I don't even
I don't
have a
know.
clue where they sleep.
Or if it
Yeah.
depends on the area. I mean, I know what I've heard from TV and stuff, but honestly, I don't know how much Hollywood is in that with what I saw. So those are the questions that I want to have answers to also.
Paul says they make
Hmm.
TP, bend, and break trees. Yeah.
Now, see, when they break trees, I have also seen it where they, you know, it's like they twist a tree and snap it, and then you start seeing all the frays at the end where it's been twisted and snapped.
Okay. I got
Does that make sense? Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
It does.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I've seen that in the woods, but never put two and two together until
Yeah, I've
you know,
seen that
I'm like,
too.
that makes it's like weird.
Trident,
Yes.
trident structures.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have-
Explain.
Yes.
So trident structures, when you're talking about more like, well, that would be A-frame. Isn't that kind of what? Maybe that's not the same thing. Isn't that kind of like the
Kind of like what they do with TPs, how they have the
Yeah.
branches
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
crisscrossing and
Right.
supporting each other.
Mhm.
Yes, it is going to rock. Absolutely.
I'm so excited.
Looks like a lot of our fam here tonight is going to be
Yeah.
there.
It's gonna be amazing.
Heck yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
I'm glad your
Strong.
dad's laughing. I'm glad
Yeah.
he's doing good.
And I
That's
tried
awesome.
that drink you hooked me up with, and
Oh, did you catch her other comment up above somewhere? It said TIPA. Wait till you see who will be holding one of your cards.
No,
Yes.
I did not. Somewhere.
I did not see that, but
it's
right here.
up.
Oh.
Sorry.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
Bum bum bum.
Ah. Oh my goodness.
Well, now you got to
have-
tell me.
I have a feeling we're gonna be seeing pictures.
You're gonna have to tell me. 'Cause I'm curious.
really excited. I'm curious.
Wow, that just totally went. Pew. Now I want to know. Everybody wants to know. It's kind of like the cliffhanger we're doing with the freezer house, you know.
Yep.
Everybody's been waiting.
Oh, this
Bye,
one's gonna.
bye, cat.
Good night, cat. God bless.
Mhm. Queen Laura says, "Sure is, Zach."
That's
one
that
on-
cut. That's that twang. That's that twang right there, Zach. There's a Zach twang right there.
Mhm.
Jared, and Laura have that. They got more of a twang than I do.
They do have a pretty good twang. I
They do.
watched a lot of their videos, and
Yeah.
Can't wait to photobomb y'all. Yeah, you better.
uh-huh.
It's gonna be fun.
If you don't, we'll just Photoshop you in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Photoshop the
Yeah.
photobomb. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Bonnie, West Virginia, Polly, and PA. Oh, okay. Just talking about where they are. Not Godzilla. No, we're not looking for Godzilla.
I'm pretty sure Godzilla is not a thing in real life.
Our internet is freezing. Stone Age.
Mm.
Well, just blame it on the weather. It's what Zach does.
I know. I can't believe it too.
um, excited you're going to explore the cryptids, Sasquatch. Yeah.
We are too. We're so excited.
It's gonna be fun.
I saw hello TIPA TV, but I can't read it. I think it says
Hey,
Barbara. Does
Barbara.
that say Barbara?
Yeah, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Hello.
Alrighty.
But wait, what? He has your card. Who has my card? Did I miss something?
Dun,
I got it.
dun.
Right there.
Godzilla?
I got it.
Oh,
I got
Godzilla
it.
has the card.
Oh.
You got, like, I'm so lost.
You got the autograph picture.
Yes.
On the card.
Like, what's going on?
Mary Ann was teaching you how to drop cards, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, do it right here. Yeah, right here.
Drop it like it's hot.
These.
I'm spreading those all over.
I'm in a dry house 20 miles from civilization. Maybe you have a Bigfoot out there.
Yeah.
Just what's that call sign, Zach? Whoop. Just tell her to lean out the window and go whoop.
Whoop.
See if he comes
And then turn all your lights off.
Spooky.
Hide under your blankets. Secrets, my friends.
Secrets. Ah.
I'm
Okay.
excited to see
We'll be
Secrets.
patient
All right,
for a minute.
cliffhanger.
Mm.
Probably shouldn't say anything. Now it's gonna drive them crazy.
Well,
It
now
is
we know it's like it's working. They're like working in reverse. Now we know what it's like on them when we're like, "Ha, you have to wait."
Ours.
Well, you're not going to watch this episode until you tell me. Twain, try growing up in the Midwest. Live half of your life in Texas. There's no such thing as pronouncing R's. Right, Zach?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Like, how you say it? I.
That's awesome.
Oh, George the Fam.
Hey,
Hey,
Georgie,
welcome.
how you doing? I'm working, but
Hello.
I wanted to come and say hello. Hey.
Hello. Just don't get in trouble at work.
So we have bounced kind of past the hour, so I just kind of want to recap real quick again.
Oh, 5 times.
5 times. Okay, I just want to recap real quick. One last. Okay, you ready for?
I'm so ready. Here we go.
Okay, so the reason why we're doing this show is to make a special announcement that we have a new show coming to our channel. Nothing else is changing. We're just adding a new show. This new show's primary topic is learning Bigfoot. We are going to be diving in and asking questions, talking to people, and learning as much as we can about the Bigfoot phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
Is that right again?
Yes.
I'm not very literate.
Whatever.
but it is going to, our first show is going to be dropping June 16th at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. David Expeditions time, 6 p.m. Rochelle G's time. And we have a very, very special lineup for our very, very first show. We have
Daniela from Hidden Existence. We're getting better at this, you guys. We are. We're getting better at this. And we have Carrie from Bigfoot Odyssey.
So, I mean, we got 2 of the big dogs coming on the show to actually start it off right. Let us ask them questions. So, if you guys have questions, theories, opinions, recommendations, ideas, come to the show. Drop them in the chat. If you want, you could send us messages of questions that you may have ahead of time, and we'll try to fit them in with our lines of questions while they're on the show. It's going to be an hour long, so we're only going to ask so many questions because we got to give them time to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do our best and see how it goes from there. But it's going to be a regular show. So once we start going live, every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, We're going to be learning Bigfoot.
So bring your questions.
Bring your questions and bring your drinking water because this is going to be a heck of a ride.
Yep.
Hosted
How long
by
is the
TIPA
show?
TV, co-hosted by Rooted Expedition. The show we're planning on being an hour long.
Okay.
Or 2 hours, depending on how much I want to talk.
We'll start with one.
We'll start with one. 'Cause sometimes my mouth runs more than my brain, and then I say things that I shouldn't say. Yeah, that happens. So anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No. Love y'all. Thanks for being here. That's all I got.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
You totally missed that. Try again.
Hey?
Is there anything else you would like to say?
Well, wait.
Wrong way. There you go.
I forgot. Wait, I don't even know from my left from right.
You'll
No,
do it.
I think we covered. Yeah, thank you. Wait, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. No, I think you covered everything pretty well. Yeah. So thank you.
I didn't want to leave you out.
All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
again,
everything's covered. So
well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for checking out this random live stream. Go ahead.
so sorry. Paul's I'm trying to get in there. Paul says June 22nd. No, it's June 16th.
June 16th.
16th. Yep.
June 16th.
June 16th. Yeah.
Yes.
So that'll be the Wednesday when we're back from our trip to Texas.
Yep.
So I think I got that right. Okay. Anyway, again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for jumping into this last minute impromptu live stream. I've just been really excited about this idea since it all kind of came together. Everything came together so fast it was meant to happen.
Yes.
From idea to booking everything to getting the ball rolling, it was just incredibly fast, which means it was meant to happen.
Crazy fast.
So we're making it happen. We're putting it out there to the universe, and the universe is answering back saying everything's lined up. Just wait for your day.
Yep.
So if you have any other questions for us, don't hesitate to email us at tipatvofficial@gmail.com.
Yep.
Go to our Discord, our Instagram, our Twitter,
our
Facebook.
And that's as much as I can handle right now. So
that's a little bit more than we can handle right now. Well, she can handle because I don't really handle it. I do the other stuff. Cutting and splicing and color grading and color correcting.
Which is phenomenal.
Rendering.
I can't do any of that.
And don't forget, Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
The Freezer House!
The Freezer House is releasing. So
do not miss the Freezer House.
Don't miss the Freezer House because, yeah, it was pretty wild situation there. And bring your nose clips too.
Yeah.
You're gonna want them. So, anyway, love you guys. Thank you for logging in. Thank you for hanging out with us, chatting with us in the chat. Thank you for the donations, super chats.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Everything you guys are doing are helping us. One last thing I do have to say before I go. The more you guys like our videos, the more you guys hit like on our live streams helps us that much more. We do have a random person now that's going through each one of our videos, hitting a thumbs down. So the more a thumbs up you guys give us, the more it kind of makes that one not matter as much. So thank you for throwing those thumbs up to us. We definitely appreciate it.
You guys rock.
Can I say something too?
Absolutely.
So that person that's throwing the thumbs down, I just want to let you know that it actually shows YouTube that you're interacting with the video. So actually, in a way, it shows YouTube that you're interacting so that they continue to push out their video with the thumbs ups that they're getting as well. So just let you know that. So
well,
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it does.
And I can hear somebody in the chat asking me now, oh, how do I know that they're just hating on our videos? Is because they're giving us thumb down on videos that we haven't even released yet.
Yeah.
So they haven't even watched the video yet.
No, they don't even know what it's about.
Yep. So
So thank you for the thumbs down. Thank you more for the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
the
interaction.
tip of TV for even putting that thumbs down because it still helps them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does actually.
It really does. So it just
Some-
shows YouTube that you dislike the video. Has nothing about punishing the video because there's many videos out there that have several thousand thumbs down and they're still out there going viral. So
Yep.
just let you know. So
But I still encourage the thumbs up though. 'cause it
yes,
looks
of course.
better. Prefer this, not that.
Yes.
Okay?
Thumbs up,
But if you
guys.
got to do that, you're still helping us out.
So
thanks.
thank you.
I think the worst thing that somebody could do is not watch our video and not interact with our video.
Yep.
If you want to teach us a lesson, don't watch. You'll teach us a strong lesson. So, gotcha. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you Friday on the premiere.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'll be
And
there.
Until then, get lots of rest and watch out for Bigfoots. Bye.
Bye.